Are you ready to step into a world of love and wisdom every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Lady Love with relationship coach Joan Kenyon Woods? Uncover the secrets to lasting connections and thriving relationships. Only on our network, Brand on Demand, right here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, beginning February 14th, the Love Day. Tune in, grow together. Lady Love, where hearts find their home.
Hello, hello, and welcome back to Lady Love, where CEOs and awesome women like yourself find your heart's guardian. Today, we are in for a treat. Oh, by the way, I am your host, Joan Kenyon Woods, and I'm excited today, as you can tell, because I have, and you can see her already on my screen, a wonderful friend of mine. This lady I met in a fabulous group that I'm in, a community of supportive, loving women. And of all of them, she has been the most supportive, helpful, loving, and kind. I just love her so much. Today, ladies, you are in for a treat because she is going to share with you how to find love now. Cindy is going to tell her story, but let me tell you how we met and what wonderful things she's done. So everything that I put out there, she's liking and loving and being a part of it. She is a married lady who is just a giving person. And I want you to hear from her all about how to find that one, your heart's guardian today. So please welcome to Lady Love, Cindy Parenti. Woo!
Cindy, oh, Joan, I want
to welcome.
Thank you so much for having me today. It's such an honor to be here amongst your guests as well. I know that I love Lady Love. I love that I resonated so clearly when it's your heart's guardian, because at the end of the day, honestly, I've been married, I say about 120 years about now. And at the end of the day, he is the guardian of my heart, and I go to him for everything. But that's the end of this story where I am. Would you like me to tell you how I got there?
Yes. So first, please tell us who you are in the world, Cindy.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so my name is Cindy Parenti, but most people call me Nana. My focus and my interest isn't during the first 1,000 days of life. My belief is that the foundation for all intelligence is formed in the first 1,000 days. And I spent 30 years of my life offering the world's finest programs to my community. I have worked with over 10,000 families myself. But prior to that, I pivoted to that after a 10-year career down on Wall Street. And I have to tell you, I'm proud of it because I've been a pioneer pretty much all my life. I was one of the very first women to ever be employed at a major trading firm in New York City. I think I was maybe the 5th woman on Wall Street altogether. Yes, I'm older than most of you here. That's how I got married for 120 years. But yeah, back in the early 70s, I was the first woman on the trading floor. It was me in a room with 300 men behind closed doors for 10 years. Wow. I have to tell you, I did spend the first 6 months just blushing because I never heard language like that. And even when I had my daughter and we would hear a cuss, I'd say, "Oh, honey, those are business words," because I never heard anybody speak like that before. So those are business words. And you can use that with your children. "Oh, no, honey." And then when I used it on a truck driver one day, she said, "Oh, mommy," and I'm like, "And I mean business," but I digress.
No, I love it. I love it because we are here talking to women CEOs and professionals out there. So ladies, we know that you are in this space that Cindy was in, right? You are probably the only one. You're building a business. You're part of a team, and it's mostly men. So Cindy, let's talk a bit about your love journey, because this is what these ladies want to know. What was your love journey like?
Well, even starting very young, I'm a very faithful and loyal person. So even, as a 12-year-old, a 16-year-old, I had long-term relationships with people who I'm still friends with today. I did lose my mom when I was 19, and I lost my footing for a while, quite a while. And that was the time that I met my first husband. He was a bigger than life kind of guy, world traveler. He just broadened my horizons in so many ways. And to this day, I'm extremely thankful to him. But what I didn't know is that he was an alcoholic and what that can do to the person who loves an alcoholic. Right. After a decade, I just couldn't do it anymore. We separated. At that point, I was working down on Wall Street, and I just buried myself in my work. I mean, I really became myopic, and I grew in the company. I was not only the first woman to work on the street, but I was the first woman to get transferred to our international offices. And I'll say one thing about the 300 men, and even in Europe, when it was only about 60 in that closed room. But each and every single one of them, married or not, they all took a run at me, and it'd be like, "Oh, it's Tuesday, Bobby. Is it your turn? Okay, I got 3 minutes. Go." You just don't have time. And if you begin to set your boundaries and you say, "I don't have time for you. What do you want?" Then, you can weed through the mess quite quickly. Even when I was, after my first husband and before I met my current husband, I was single, and I would go out with my friends, and men would come approach me at the bar, and I'd be, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not, I know you're here to meet somebody tonight. No, I'm not that girl. So seriously, why don't you just move on down?" And I felt it was just better, be honest about it. I had no interest. And I don't know, that might be some kind of an alarm that goes off in their heads that, I'm not interested. So now they want to try harder for you. Because the birthday before I met my husband, after I had been saying no for a year, I stayed single for a year. I did not. I was done. I was just done. So, and that was what I put out into the world. I was just done.
Yeah.
And then I told my girlfriends that I think maybe I was ready to go and date again, just date. And a girlfriend of mine introduced me to my now husband. And it's a bit embarrassing. Our first night, he was late. I had been drinking wine, didn't drink dinner. I fell down on the bed all sweaty and didn't feel quite well. And my girlfriend later said, "Oh, is that how you catch the guys? You just lay down on the bed and start sweating? Is that your secret weapon, Sin?" So the truth of the matter is, when I met him and we had our first date, he was so interesting. He was unlike those 300 men behind closed doors. He was respectful. He was intelligent. And no matter what I brought up for conversation, this man had a considered opinion on it. We sat in his car in front of my apartment building until 5 o'clock in the morning because I didn't want to stop talking. Now, I had a date with my ex-husband. The next day we were going to a football game, so I had to say goodbye. And then I gave my husband, I had given him my business card and told him, wait until noon on Monday. The market on Monday morning is quite busy, but noon things, begin to quiet down a bit. And he called it 2 minutes to 12. I took Tuesday off from work. We went, when we met, it was like I just met this person who was the most interesting, deep friend of mine immediately. Okay. And I would defend him, and I just adored him. And we'd stay up until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And since we've been married, we have spent morning, noon, and night together. We've worked together shoulder to shoulder. We raised a family together shoulder to shoulder. And for that kind of magic to happen,
yes,
you have to know who you are,
right,
and what you're looking for, and be surprised when it comes. I was blown away. I never thought I'd meet somebody like him. Never.
Right. Awesome. Oh my gosh, Cindy, you said a lot in all of that, and I love it, love it, love it. So ladies out there, I heard a few things, and I hope that you were hearing it too. So she was married before, and she allowed herself to be in that marriage and to learn the things that she could from that marriage, right? He was a big personality. And so he kind of took over all of her, and she was younger then too, right? But she again found herself and said, let me leave this marriage, because she was not getting what she wanted. Now, if you're out there and you were divorced, or you've lost the love because of widowhood or anything else, what you heard from Cindy and what I heard was she stepped back into the world of dating. She told her friend, after a while, I do want to date again. And that was it, just date. Because you have to begin again and again and again. Because if one person leaves or goes away, or say they don't want you anymore, it's not over for you. That's just that person. And whether they're gone because of death, or, the marriage has ended, you need to now step up again and say, I'm important. A friend of mine said, I'm urgent. You are urgent, and you need to feel that my life matters and love matters to me. And so she stepped back into the world of dating and then met the man of her dreams. Tell us, Cindy, what were some of the things that you did, or you said you have to know yourself? And in my 6-month program called the Soulmate Blueprint, I talk about that. That's one of the first things we do, is just clarity and values clarification. So getting to know who you are and who you were and who you have become. How did you do that? What are some of the things you did, my love?
Well, I after I left my first husband, I got my own apartment, and I focused on me. I joined a gym. I worked a lot. I brought my work home on weekends. Pretty much my social life was, I was on Wall Street, so I would take a banking desk out to breakfast. I'd fly to Pittsburgh and take a bank out to dinner. So I was very involved. I had my work to keep me. I put Post-it notes all over my house, say, make him a memory, because I was not going to go back. I had fallen back before, and I was not going to go back. So everywhere, I took all his pictures down. I took our pictures down, and everywhere I opened up my wallet, make him a memory. I had it everywhere. I refused his phone calls. But and then I began to read books that were of interest to me. I didn't even have a television in those days. I worked a lot and I read a lot, and I spent time with my father and my sister a little bit. But yeah, can I just take you on a different journey just for one second? Because when I met my husband, it's such a New York story.
Yes.
My husband and I both worked at Bloomingdale's for years, like 40 years, in what they called their student hours. So it was Monday evening, Thursday evening, and all day Saturday. I lived in Queens and he lived in Brooklyn. So at the end of every shift, we would be on the same subway platform. He'd be going left and I'd be going right. Well, when we finally met up with each other, we understood that we actually not only worked in the same building, we had lived in the same building. I was on the 4th floor and he was on the 6th, and we never met each other, not even in the laundry room. Wow. And then when my girlfriend introduced us and we went out to dinner on our own, I wanted to go to my favorite little local restaurant. He was better friends with the owner than I was. So our lives kept going like this. Mm-hmm. And then when it was the right time, I guess that's when magic happened. Awesome. But I think taking time back, yes, for yourself to just stop the noise, to stop letting your head I was lucky. I had work. I love work. Mm-hmm. So I had something to dig into. Mm-hmm. But I would have found, even if I didn't have that work, I would have buried myself in whatever kind of work I was doing, I'm sure.
Lovely, lovely. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. 3 things you said that I'm taking away. And I hope, ladies out there, that you are taking away some nuggets that my friend Cindy is dropping today. Are you picking up what she's laying down? She said, I put Post-its around the place saying, make him a memory, right? So once you've left a relationship, because we're talking about finding love now after you've had love, because most of us, if you've lived past 20, you've been in a relationship and you've had love. But if it hasn't been the right one for you, you have to tell yourself, make him a memory. Make him a memory. Love it. Take time back. This is you. It's all about you once they're gone. It's about you. It's not about them or what they thought of you or how it was in that relationship. It's now your relationship. It is time for you to take back you, to become who you are meant to be as this powerful woman that you are. She threw herself into her work. And I know many of you, I'm working with CEOs and professionals, you are throwing yourself into your work. I get it, ladies, but take the time back, not just take the time back to know you, but take the time back to just develop yourself, find that self-care. And in that way, Cindy started reading. She dug into books that were uplifting and helpful and encouraging to her. Dig into something. I love that. Dig into something that is what you would like to do. What you would like to do, or what's uplifting you and helping you and moving you along. Oh my goodness. So, so good, Cindy. So, so good. So I love the story of your husband and passing the night. I'm telling you, my story is similar too, as you all know. You know, Cindy and I, we've been married like 100 years together here. I'm 33 and counting, and she's, you know, over 40 years. And so, yeah, again, I met my husband too in college. We were in the same building and never knew each other. Never knew until one day, I don't know what happened, passing, we just met, and the rest, as they say, is history. But incredible, right? How it happens. And like she said as well, know what you want and be surprised when it comes to like, oh, this is the one. When you're sitting across from him and you're talking, you're going to feel it. You're going to know it and be surprised by that, but also step into that. Don't be afraid of it. Be surprised, but not afraid. So Cindy, as we're winding down here, please just tell me, oh my gosh, I just love your story. I love you. I just love everything you've been saying and sharing. And we have plenty of time. All right. We really do, because we want to hear more, don't we? So please tell us what women can do now who are over 45 to find love.
You know, you asked me that, like, what would I do if I were single today? What steps would I take? I'll be honest with you, whether you're finding love in your 40s or you're in love and you're working on a relationship, because both of them require work, maybe different kinds of work, you know, maybe
your 40s, 50s, or 60s if you're out there, okay?
Right. I do want to recommend a book that was given to me when I turned 40, and it's Coming Into Your Fullness. And you must believe that. I mean, you're done with your trying 20s, your 30s are thank goodness over. Mm-hmm. And when you're just coming into your 40s, you're beginning to have a little money in your pocket, a little travel under your belt. You've got some, you know, interesting conversations going on in your life. And the same when you're married. I mean, I would say if I were doing it today, I'd probably take a trip. I'd probably travel as a single person. I think that the hardest thing for me was beginning to do things on my own without a companion. So spending time alone and getting comfortable with that, I'd start just by going out to a restaurant by yourself. The first time I ever did that was when I moved to London. And I was annoyed because all I wanted was a meal, and like 14 waiters were at my table. And so you have to learn how to handle that situation too. Just, you're in control. This is your life. You figure out what makes you happy. Do you like going to garden shows? Do you like fishing? Do you like tennis matches? Go get tickets. Just put yourself in the environment of what you're interested in. Do you like classical music? Go to the YMCA, catch a concert. You're going to find people who have the same interests as you if you put yourself in those situations. Yes. And honestly, the night that I met my husband, that first date, as I was getting ready that day and we were all meeting at my apartment, going to have a cocktail before going out, I looked in the mirror and I said, I hope you find a good friend today. And that's really all I was looking for. And you know what? That's what I found. My best friend. So set your expectations for what you really, really want.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, you are just dropping nuggets, my friend.
120 years in this seat. What can I say?
120 years, we have got to have some nuggets, right? So
Oh,
if
and you
you,
say that he find the guardian of your heart,
I
but
found the
you
guardian.
must be ready to be the guardian of someone else's.
Yes.
And
And
they must feel that same safety with you,
yes.
that I can really be me with you.
Mm. Oh
So
my
that
God.
you have to know,
Yeah.
are you willing, when you're looking at this person, do you see their soul? Is it one that you want to, I don't want to say rescue, you want to wrap your arms around and just travel with?
Mm. I love that. Oh my goodness. Is there so one you want to wrap your arms around? Cindy, I've got to use that. Is that okay? Can I use this?
You got it. You got it.
Oh my gosh, because that is so important. You know, I in my masterclass, I talk about the three for me, right? And what are the three things for you? And for me, it was like safety, support, and just communication. And that support and communication safety is all about him having that soul that I can wrap my arms around, because you know when it's right, and you get to know that person, you know that he is the guardian of your heart, because as you say, you have got to start being the guardian of theirs as well. So it's all about the give. I also talk about the give before the get. You have to be giving as well before you get. So something that you said too was, get out by yourself, and that's it. Work on, it's okay to travel by yourself. Get to do the things. What have you done lately that is new to you? Go and do something new. Fishing, okay? Skiing, and all these things.
Museums.
Yes,
Go to a
museums.
museum show.
Museums, that's where you meet those quality men, quality people. People go to certain things, and that's not to say that anything else you do, they're not quality people, but you'll meet somebody different than you've been meeting before. Because what I found in many of my clients is they're like, oh, I don't know anyone, I don't know where to go. If you live in New York like we do, all right, or you're from here, and
Yeah,
wherever you are in the
I'm there all the
world,
time. Yeah.
yes, there's lots to do. And wherever you are in the world, there is lots to do. You just have to go and find it, right? Ask
And
people. Go
I would
ahead.
go for walks. I would go for walks in New York. I mean, but you have to stay safe, obviously.
Yeah. Yes.
But make it a day. Get a route and walk every day. You're going to begin to see the same people walking their dogs. You're going to begin to make friends with people you didn't even know in your neighborhood, and they're going to have a barbecue, and you'll be invited. Make sure you bring a good dish. And
Yes.
just be friendly, be open. You don't know where you're gonna meet somebody.
Absolutely awesome. All right. So I hope you find, she said before she went out, Cindy, that was brilliant right there as well. That before you went out or went on this date, you looked in the mirror and you said, I hope you find a good friend today. I talk about mantras in my masterclass as well, that you have to be open and being aware of the things that you want, and you have to keep saying them to yourself. You have to know that it has to be in you, that you're walking around saying, I'm going to meet a friend today. It's all positive, because it's the words of our mouth, becomes real. Everything we think and say becomes real. So be the guardian of his heart. I love that. When you see a soul,
Post-it notes. Post-it notes are
yes,
magic.
post-it notes is
Magic.
everything. So yes, you see the soul that you can wrap your arms around. Oh my gosh, isn't that awesome? And what else did you say? Do something on your own, right? So there's something on your own. For me, also, it's something new that you haven't done. I went skiing. No, I wouldn't go now. I don't want to break it, right? But yeah, do something awesome for yourself and something new. Like she says, go and walk a dog. Even if you don't walk a dog, you're walking that way. Just go walking and you're passing people with dogs. You stop, and if you love dogs like we do, I do, you'll just say, lovely dog. Any little comment that you can make to start that friendship and start that conversation makes such a difference. Oh my goodness. Go
And I
ahead.
would say that while you're out in the market, because you're shopping.
Yeah.
So while you're in the marketplace,
Yes.
be honest. be
Yes.
honest with people. You don't want to play with people's emotions. You don't want to be played with.
Right.
And so you just have to be as honest as you can be in the moment.
Yes.
You know, and trust your instincts that you're keeping yourself safe.
Yes, that's an excellent one. And so really talk quickly, because we talk about safety, and you said, you know, he came to your apartment or you were his, and to have a quick drink, whatever. Talk a little bit about that before we end, because I know people heard that like, what? You know, you had a drink, and then so talk about that in today's, you know, time. And
I could appreciate that, because I haven't even had a sip of wine in 8 years. So yes, times have changed.
Mhm.
But no, I mean, the couple who introduced us together, they were meeting at my house. So everybody was coming to my house, and then we were all going to go out together.
Right.
But no, of course I prepared cocktails and stuff for us to have before we went out to dinner. That's what you do. Or that's
Right.
what you did.
That's what you did. And also, she had friends there. She was not alone with this person, you know, drinking, whatever, and being unsafe. So I wanted to just
Oh,
make that clear, because, yeah, I
well,
heard.
that's why I wanted to make clear that I said that, yes, even after we had gone out that night, I sat in his car in front of my building. I did not bring him up to my apartment. I
Correct.
lived alone. I think it would have given the wrong message.
Yes.
And you know, there was time for that.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Has this not been fantastic, people? If you have loved what you've been hearing, oh my gosh, you have got to follow us. And Cindy, please tell everybody how they can follow you, how they can find you, and
Oh,
all
you're
of
very
that.
kind. Yes, my company's name is Nana Approved. I'm Nana. So nanaapproved.com. But also you can find me on Facebook at Nana Approved. And I have a Facebook group called Every New Baby. Again, my focus is on the first 1,000 days of life is my main focus, and establishing sensory integration activities and making learning fun at home is where I focus my attention. That's where you'll find me every day. But yes, or you can email me. It's a little long because I'm having trouble with my website, nanaapproved.llc@gmail. And I want to thank you, Joan, for always being so generous, so kind, always seeing the beauty in things. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to meet your audience. And I hope that, you know, as an old 140-year married lady, 100 feels like 140, but it's only 120. I wish everybody the opportunity to meet somebody whose hand they want to hold.
Yes. Amen to that. Amen. And thank you so much, Cindy, for being here. I appreciate
Thank you.
you as well, and your kindness and your giving, and just being a sister in this journey that we're on to help everybody to find their heart's guardian, because thank God that we have found that one, and we want to help everybody. And so please follow Cindy. She's a Nana, and she helps, you know, moms, young moms, and even if you're a midlife mom, to just find joy in your child and how to just develop their brains and their fullness in the world. So she is just doing the work, right? So thank you again, my love, for being here. I appreciate you. I love you. Mwah.
I love you. Thank you. I'm going to jump off if that's okay. I don't mean to be rude, but I got to fly.
No, that's fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye.
Bye-bye, my love. Bye-bye. Bye. Oh my goodness. So there you have it. This was another episode of Lady Love, and I hope that you got something out of all of the nuggets that my great friend Cindy was dropping today. She said, and I'll just recap a few things. Make him a memory, the one that's keeping you from finding the love now. Put those stickers up on that wall. And then start to take your time back. Take the time back for you. Stop the noise. Stop the noise of, I'm not ready. No one's out there. There's no one who can find me. Dig into something that you want to do. What have you done lately that's new for you? Travel. Do something. Read a book. Read the books that's going to help you to move from where you are to where you want to be in love. You are in control, she said. You are in control. And I want you to know, sis, that you are in control. I hope you find, she said, the one whose soul you can embrace or put your arm around. Oh, that is so good. I just love that because I'm all about finding your heart's guardian. And today, ladies, if you did not get everything that you needed to find your heart's guardian, please keep coming because this has been Lady Love. My name is Joan Kenyon Woods, and you can find me everywhere as Joan Kenyon Woods on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and now on TikTok, Joan at Joan Kenyon Woods. So I am looking forward to hearing your response to this session, your response to my wonderful guests. Please drop me a line, drop me an email, ask the questions that you need answering so that you can decide, declare, and watch God deliver the guardian of your heart. Until next time, this has been Lady Love, and I'm Joan Kenyon Woods. Mwah.